Hey, it's Rachel, and I want to give you some tips for how to get your kids to open up to you or come to you when something significant happens in their lives. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons that kids generally don't open up, and then I'll give you solutions to handle all of these reasons so that your kids ultimately do come talk to you. So the first reason that a lot of kids don't open up is because they simply don't have the insight to know what's going on inside of them, nor the ability to communicate it. And the truth is that this skill is hard for even some adults, especially when verbal communication isn't something that is a strength of theirs. So how do we teach our kids what is going on inside of them and how to communicate it? The truth is that we can model this language and we can model what this looks like and also ask our kids some questions. So we may say something like, I felt really frustrated when my friend spoke to me like that. And we can say to them when we're realizing that they may be experiencing an emotion or something that they'd want to communicate, we can say, I've been through that before and I felt sad. Is that how you felt? So we're actually showing them what it looks like to figure out what's going on and communicate it. Now, the second reason that kids don't open up is because often opening up is vulnerable. And they don't want to open up and be vulnerable on our terms. They want to open up on their terms. And think about that from your perspective. If you have something that you're going to tell someone that maybe isn't easy for you or that is a little bit personal, you don't necessarily want to do it on that person's terms. You want to do it when you're ready. So I always say to parents, if you want to know about something like how your child's school day was, don't ask them how their school day was when they got right off the bus, because that's not necessarily when they're going to want to talk about it. If they're excited about something, they're probably naturally going to tell you. But if something bad happened in the day, maybe A, they don't want to talk about it at that time, or B, they just need to make sure that they're in a safe spot before they tell you what happened. The other thing you want to think about not making kids vulnerable is sometimes you just want to talk to them either after you've connected or in a situation where you're not forcing them to look you in the eye. So a lot of kids will open up when they're in the car behind you or when you're on a walk, walking side by side, because basically kids just don't always want to spill their guts when they're looking straight at you or when they're not in a place to be able to do so. Now, the third obstacle to getting kids to open up is because often kids just simply don't want to deal with the emotions that we have when they open up to us. I can't tell you the number of kids who have said, I didn't want to tell my mom or dad that a friend was mean to me because I knew it would make my mom or dad anxious. Or they'll say, I don't want to tell them about a grade because they'll just get angry. So honestly, kids have enough trouble with their own emotions. They don't want to own our emotions too. So they avoid talking to us because of the emotions that we have. Now, I'm not saying that you have to turn into a robot, but I am saying that you need to learn how to regulate your emotions a little bit if you want your kids to open up to you. Because if they tell you something that they have a hard time handling, something that they're struggling with, and they see you're having a hard time handling it, they're not going to want to handle their emotions and yours. So it's really important to be able to handle yours if you want them to come to you with something that is very emotional for them. So I hope that gives you some tips for how to get your kids to open up to you. If you need any help with any of these skills, you can reach out to me at rachel@rachel-bailey.com. I'll see you next time.